Okay, my name is Michael Motolo. My title is Superintendent, responsible for all the roadblocks and then all the roadside checks for JMPD.
I love it, Michael. So thank you very much for your time, sir. So today, we are not doing anything hectic like roadblocks and what's
No.
So why are you here at the Randshow today?
Now, our purpose today is to showcase all the various departments that we have at the JMPD, explaining each department's functions to the public, because of the public they don't know. And sometimes the public, they want to lodge complaints, they don't know where to lodge the complaints, where to take their queries. So this is the showcasing of various departments within JMPD, explaining in details and going through all these departments for people to know what is JMPD all about.
Okay. So if you want to know all that information, so there are designated places, or where can I go, like Randshow, to ask those questions?
Yeah.
Since you're giving us the platform to ask those queries.
Yeah, if you want to lodge queries, from my right-hand side, you've got the tables there. It's various departments. It's licensing. Then we've got our events department. Then next to events, it's internal affairs. Events, what do? They specifically deal with all the events within the Johannesburg jurisdiction. Any event. It can be a soccer event. It can be a musical event. It can be a road closure. They are responsible for that. If you want to know all about that, then you go to events department. Next to them, it's internal affairs. Internal affairs is entirely responsible for corruption within the department and corruption from outside the department. They investigate and prosecute and make sure that officers are brought to book, officers who are not disciplined, who are failing to adhere to the rules of JMPD, then they are dealt with by the department, yes. And then you've got the vehicles. The vehicles, it's from various departments. As you see on the door, it will be written BMU on the buggy, and then that one is SPU. The truck there is for crowd management. And the trucks that you see on your left-hand side, it's for drunken driving. Yes. So you can go through those trucks. There's a table there. If you want to ask anything on drunken driving, go to the table there. Okay.
So under normal circumstances, maybe we are not at the Randshow. So under normal circumstances, I want to report something. Which number should I call? Normally, the ignorant me would dial 10-111. But if I want to deal with JMPD, which number do I call?
I'm going to call the superintendent who's in charge for the department. That superintendent. Talk to him. He's the one responsible for corruption within the department and outside. So you can shortly interview him, and then he will tell you in brief what does he do and all the numbers where you can lodge your complaints.
So in your own capacity, what are normally the challenges that you face in your chair, what you are currently doing? So what challenges do you normally face with, and how do you deal with them?
There's a lot of challenges, more especially with the public. You know, you have to be yourself. As an officer, when you are appointed, you are given rules that you must abide under. So if you can't control yourself, it becomes a problem when you meet an arrogant motorist there on the road, or a physical motorist there on the road. So you must be always at a level whereby you'll cool down and do your job.
Even if you provoke
even if they provoke you, you'll do your job. With mine, it's very worse because I deal with drunken drivers. Drunken drivers, they are not stable in mind, and everything that you do, you have to be cautious.
So you handle that with care.
Okay, yes.
And then how do you deal with corrupt officials, your colleagues?
That is why I say the superintendent in charge. You're going to call him now, and then he will respond to
But Michael, when we are not at work, what do you do to be at ease and just relax? I'm sure that you are not working 24/7. There are times where you are just at home and relax. What do you do for fun?
As a manager, you can't.
So the higher you climb.
Yeah, the higher you climb, they can call you, and then you have to respond. There are situations whereby they need my indulgence, not a junior officer. Okay?
No, I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah.
Because normally people have the perception with no JMPD, they are not working. They are always asking for a job.
You are a JMPD in uniform and outside uniform.
So you're always at work.
You are always,
on
always on call 24/7.
You're forever working.
Yeah.
So it's a myth this thing with JMPD is not working.
No, it's working.
Just tell them, but Michael, you're always working.
JMPD is working. Yeah. There's various departments that do various, for an example, when you see that bucket there, that it's written BMU, they are strictly responsible for the bylaws of the city. The truck that you see at the beginning there, at the big one, they are responsible for crowd management in terms of riots, in terms of gatherings. So those are the people. So each and every person in this department has got a function to perform.
So no one is just...
No, they don't just come to work. Everybody has to excel in his capacity and in his job that he has to perform.
My last parting shot. So if I want to be part of JMPD, what's normally the criteria or what are you looking for if I want to join JMPD? Maybe I'm a normal citizen, but now I want to come.
Yeah.
What do you
before you want to join the JMPD, firstly, you must assess yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, you have to be disciplined. Ne? And you must make sure that you abide by the law. And you don't have a criminal record against your name. Minimum requirements, I'm not talking about any other requirements. Minimum requirements for a JMPD officer entry. It's a matric, which is grade 12, and a code 8 driver's license.
And how long have you been with the department?
35 years now.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you still love it?
I still love it.
So over the years, these are my last parting shots. So over the years, I'm sure you have seen a lot of changes in the evolution in your space. What have you observed that have changed drastically from the time that you joined the force until now?
Prior to the period now, we used to use our hands and brains to perform certain functions, but now we are exposed to technology.
Yes.
We're going to be doing everything technologically. We're going to be issuing fines technologically. We're going to be doing everything like there's a machine there that we use to test a breath. Prior to this era, we used to test a person by walking on the straight line, without breathalyzing that person. But now we've got equipments that are used to measure the alcohol content in a person.
And how is it 100% accurate?
It's 199. No, it's 99% accurate. Yeah.
Michael, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.